Hi guys, good afternoon and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in today's video I thought I would do another theory speculation video slash addressing my thoughts and my feelings on the big unexpected announcement that we got this past Friday. So on Friday, despite not having a presence or being at Comic-Con at all, Universal Pictures dropped a bombshell of an announcement on us, followed by social media confirmation via Jamie Lee Curtis and John Carpenter that there are not just one, but two more Halloween movies in the works, both of them due out within the next couple of years. The sequel to Halloween from this past fall, which was a huge critical and block commercial hit, is getting two sequels, and those two films are titled as follows: Halloween Kills for October 16th of 2020, and then almost a year later, the third and presumably final film, Halloween Ends, October 15th, 2021. This is very, very exciting because of the way they ended Halloween 2018. They definitely left room for a sequel, if not multiple sequels. Now, the thing that I'm really pleased with is that, especially with the third film called Halloween Ends, I'm hoping that means a wrap-up or a conclusion story for either Michael Myers or Laurie Strode, or maybe both of them. And if not both of them, at least one of them is going to die. Hopefully Michael, because the guy is nothing but walking, living, breathing evil. But, I'm also pleased that they are not going to be stretching or dragging this out, that they are giving us two more movies, which I think is really exciting, and the third one will presumably be the third and final film of the Halloween franchise, at least for another 40 or 20 years until they decide to reboot it again. But I'm pleased that it's titled Halloween Ends, because I was hoping, my original hope was that Halloween from last fall was going to be a conclusion wrap-up story for both Michael and Laurie, or at least one of them. And then when it ended the way it did, I thought, oh, well, shoot, I guess they're leaving room for a sequel. And then the more I thought about it, I'm like, actually, I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel, because I really, really enjoyed this film. I saw it only once in theaters, but I have rewatched it multiple times since then on streaming and home video, and I really, really enjoy it. And I was never the biggest Halloween fan. You guys know me, I'm a Scream guy. I love the Scream franchise, but this new Halloween movie really grew on me, and I cannot wait to see two more of them from the same creative teams who brought us the awesome sequel 40 years later. Now that we got that out of the way, and that's very exciting, it got me thinking, with two more films now officially confirmed, could one of our favorite scene-stealing characters come back for one of the films, if not both of them? I am, of course, referring to Julian, the little boy whom Laurie's granddaughter's friend was babysitting right before Michael attacked and brutally murdered her and her boyfriend in a similar eerie fashion, much like he did in the first film 40 years ago. But Julian, that kid, was a crack-up. He was a wisecracker, a smartass, and he had witty observations, and he was also really funny. He was an excellent comic relief during moments of suspense and horror. Like, even when Michael bursts out of the closet, slashes the poor girl's arm, the kid takes off like a bat out of hell, like anyone would. And then he's even as he's yelling, he's saying stuff like, "Oh shit!" and he's running, and he says, "Don't go up there, Dave. You're gonna get stabbed or impaled." And sure enough, that's what ends up happening to him. But the kid, despite the few scenes that he had, was an absolute delight and a big crack up. He was very funny, and he was very cute, and he was just really fun to watch on screen. I personally hope that they bring this kid back, the same actor. They bring him back for, if not both movies, at least one of them, because they're most likely both going to occur in Haddonfield, Illinois, and most likely both will occur on Halloween night. As these movies usually do, they usually happen close to or on Halloween. And so I would hope that Julian would get to come back maybe in a bigger role, not necessarily a bigger role, but at least just have a bigger presence with more scene-stealing scenes, much like he did in the first film. So I would personally love to see that. I think a lot of people would too, because that kid was an absolute delight and a big crack up. and he was very, very good at that particular role. Another character I'm hoping we see more of is the sheriff, who, unlike Hawkins, Will Patton's character, survived the events of the first Halloween film. And I say this because usually these films need at least one cop character to help guide the other characters in the pursuit of Michael or protection of Laurie. And that was Hawkins in the first film, and unfortunately he died. And now that would leave, I would assume, logically, that would leave the sheriff. So hopefully the sheriff will have a much bigger role as well, and maybe he'll survive both films, or maybe he'll just appear in Halloween Kills, and then he'll die in that one, and we won't see him for the grand finale. Or maybe he'll live till the grand finale, but he'll die right before the end of that film. Either way, I'd like to see him come back in some capacity. I mean, it feels like, you need, like I said, you need a law enforcement character to help guide or protect the other characters, and he's the perfect, ideal choice for that. The actor who played him did a great job. Omar Dorsey, I believe his name is. He was great as the sheriff, and I hoped we get to see him again too, along with everybody else who survived the first film as well. But especially those two, Julian and Sheriff Barker. Those are the two characters who I would really love to see return for both Halloween sequels, and if not both of them, at least one of them, and just give us more scene-stealing scenes and more great cop protective advisory moments from the sheriff. And then I was also thinking to myself, with Michael's doctor, the guy who basically replaced Loomis, also dead, you kind of need an expert on Michael for these films, and since that's not the doctor anymore, it feels like that would fall to Laurie, because she's survived and endured him before, and she's basically an expert on him, even if unofficially she's not like a mental health expert, but she pretty much knows everything you need to know about Michael. So it would make sense that if she were to become the next Loomis, so to speak, while still serving as the main protagonist, which is what we want and hope to see, but it also makes sense if they're going to have an expert for the next two movies, it would be Laurie. But then again, we don't know any of this. This is all purely speculation. The only thing we do know for sure is that I believe the first one, Halloween Kills, starts filming this year after the Labor Day holiday. So it starts filming in early September, which means both films are already written, or they're being written as we speak. And this also coincides with the rumor that we heard like a week or two ago that they would film two Halloween sequels back to back, and they would both come out in the same year, 2020. Obviously, that's not happening, and I'm okay with that. I don't mind a year gap in a release date, because it gives us two awesome Halloween films to look forward to during the best holiday of the year, Halloween. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this speculation video here on the EdWord. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions. Do you think Julian and the sheriff could return for the next two Halloween films? And if so, what would you like to see them do? Would you like to see them do more of the same, or have them have much bigger roles to play? Thanks again for watching. Halloween Kills comes out October 16th, 2020, and Halloween Ends comes out October 15th, 2021. Stay tuned and subscribe to this channel for more updates as I hear them. I'll try to bring you guys more updated videos. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. Thanks for watching, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.